Ever feel stuck trying to add licks or solos to your playing? The major scale is the secret weapon. It's the foundation to most of the music that we listen to. And once you grasp it, soloing, phrasing, and creating licks will flow a lot more naturally. And in this video, I'll walk you through a major scale in a super simple step-by-step way. We're going to look at two specific patterns, and in the end, you'll know how to use it in order to add licks, build solos, and make your playing sound way more interesting. At church, our organ player used to call out numbers, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I wasn't even sure what to do. And once I learned the number system, I finally discovered where I was supposed to land, and I was able to catch up with the other members in the band. And that's when I understood the importance of the major scale. But here's where it became even more frustrating to me, right? I had to learn the 5 major scale positions, and I dreaded doing that. But what was even more frustrating was that the fact that there was no one to show me what to do with these 5 positions. When I discovered the 2 patterns that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I had an aha moment. The light bulb came on for me, and I began to use the scales to play music. I love these patterns because number one, when you use the numbers, you know where to position your hands in order to start playing chords, which means you can start to play chord progressions a lot quicker. And number two, this method takes the guesswork out of trying to figure out where to go to next because the patterns are templates and the templates are movable to any key. It's really like a plug and play. So I want to make sure that you understand what it's going to do. So this is all going to make sense. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you the pattern off of the E string. It's important to know that you've got to know the notes from the 1st fret up until the 12th fret. This template is only for the E string. That's why you got to know your notes. We're going to go to the key of G, which is the 3rd fret. A whole step up is going to be our 2nd note, which is our 2nd note in the scale, which is going to be an A, okay? We're going to go another whole step up, which is going to be B is our 3rd note, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Those are the 3 notes. All right, underneath 1 on the A string is going to be our 4. Whole step is 5. If you pay attention, if you look, you'll notice that 5 is directly underneath what number? 2. That's right. We go a whole step up. We see 6 is directly underneath what number? 3. So if you go back and look at it, 1 and 4 are in the same fret. We're going to go a whole step. 2 and 5 are in the same fret. We'll go a whole step up. 3 and 6 are in the same fret. Now if we go back down to 1, we go a half step down. That's 7. That's the pattern. That's the template. So let me play it all together and so it makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now let me show you the template on the A string. All right, so we're going to go to the key of C. C is our note, so we're going to go a whole step to get to our 2nd note, which is going to be a D. We're going to go another whole step to get our 3rd note, which is going to be E, and then we're going to go a half step, which is going to be 4, is going to be F. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we go back to 1. On the E string, we have upstairs neighbors, right? On the E string is going to be our 5, a whole step. Now, one thing to understand is like 1 and 5 are in the same fret. We go another whole step. It's to 6 on the E string. 6 and 2 are in the same fret. All right, we got another whole step. 7 and 3 are in the same fret. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if we wanted to go another half step on the E string, we can go back to 1. Each number has a specific shape. The shapes are either going to be a major shape or a minor shape, right? So I want you to write this down. 1 is always a major shape. 2 and 3 are minor shapes. 4 and 5 are major shapes. 6 is a minor shape. And 7 for this particular way and method that I'm teaching you is going to be a minor shape. Your template works in both on the E and the A string. So let's go back to the key of G, right? I'm playing a major 7. I go to my 2, I'm playing a minor 7. Playing my 3, remember it's a whole step. All right, my 4 is directly underneath my 1, I'm playing a major 7 shape. I'm gonna go to my 5, I'm gonna go a whole step up. All right. And I'm going to go a whole step up to my 6 and play a minor 7 shape. Remember my 7, my root note is on the E string, is a half step down from 1. Back to 1. All right, so now that I've got that figured out, we can start to play around with numbers. So let's just say I want to do the progression 2 3 6. Now, as a rule of thumb, use the 6 for your minor pentatonic. So if you don't have to like try to figure out like where do I go if I want to try to solo, you always can go to the 6. The 6 is where the minor pentatonic lives. It's the relative minor. You probably heard that term. If you never heard that term, and you start to get around other musicians like, oh, what's the relative minor? They're talking about the sixth note in the scale, right? So since we're playing in G, the 6 would be my E, right? I know I can go to the 6 to kind of pick out some cool like soloing melodies or some melodies just to kind of create a riff or whatever. So let's just say I want to do a progression of 7 3 4. I know exactly where to go. But let's say I want to start trying to solo. Where do I go to solo? We go to the 6. So that means I go to that A minor 7, right? So I'm going to do the minor pentatonic. So let's do my progression again. 7 3 4 minor pentatonic licks. That's the easy and the simplistic way of using this system. You learn 2 patterns, 2 templates, one template for the E string, one template for the A string. And as soon as you know all the notes, where to go, you can use that template depending on where your root note lands. Super simple. Continue to apply this. Let me know like how this works out for you. I definitely want to get your feedback. I want to see like how it works out for you.